Like the video and subscribe right now, and this doggo will give you extra smarts. Ready? 3, 2, 1. These anti-rape pants are essentially undergarments which come fitted with prosthetic male genitals, which proudly bulge from between the woman's legs. It's hoped that by wearing them, potential rapists are fooled into thinking the wearer is a man or transgender, thus reducing their inclination and motivation for assault. 23-year-old California woman spent $50,000 on surgery to look like Marilyn Monroe. I'm very happy with the results. I think they turned out great. Black Queen. Thus definitely ain't it. My dad played basketball, but okay. That's not how that works. Anytime you feel life isn't nice, remember this Brazilian prisoner who dug an escape tunnel for 5 years to burst out in a guard room. So Indian atheists believe there are no cows. I don't see how people can stay in one place for the rest of their life and not explore the world. Poverty. About to play some PS4. I'm not your typical girl. PS4. Handicapped person. We ask 18-year-olds to make huge decisions about their career and financial future, when a month ago they had to ask to go to the bathroom. The bank says I can't afford a $950 mortgage, so I pay $1,400 a month in rent instead. Asking for a friend. I love my 7-year-old son's name, Andrew, but I hate the nickname Andy. When we named him Andrew, we agreed to only use the long version and never the nickname. We moved over the summer, and somehow he has become Andy in his new school. I made an appointment with the teacher to discuss the situation. She apologized and said that she would call him Andrew. She said she would make one class announcement. As you can imagine, this has been totally ineffective. All the kids are still calling him Andy. I made another appointment with a teacher, but she was not helpful. She said that Andrew never objects to being called Andy and sometimes even introduces himself as Andy. To me, this is irrelevant. He is 7 years old, I'm his mother, and I get to decide what people call him. She is not willing to correct the other students in the moment when they call him Andy. I would like to take this matter to the principal. My husband feels like I'm overreacting. If we don't get this under control now, he will be Andy for the rest of his life. Hi. Hello. Who is this? Jennifer behind the phone. Are you Hannel? Hi Jennifer, you have the wrong number. Oh my god. I'm sorry to bother you. Hope you don't mind. No problem. Thanks for understanding. You are a kind person. I'm from France and live in Los Angeles. Where do you live? Vales vals culture avec moi ce soir? Please write in English. Grown men really let a football match ruin their day level. Grown women let zodiac signs shape their future. Imagine hating England. There is no country in the world more beautiful. I feel like when people say I hate England, they're not referring to the plants and cows. People no longer believe working hard will lead to a better life, survey shows. This is what insanity looks like. The smirk. She couldn't care less. Even holding hands again, walking out. No class. Even now disrespecting Queen Elizabeth, traditions, and protocol. Just there for the big historic shots and to testify her right of peddling her title. Her right to exist. Meghan Markle, go home. Millionaire dentist jailed for wiping the smiles off the faces of hundreds of patients. Receive $60,000 in cash. Or $600,000 in pennies? Choose wisely. 600,000 times 0,01 equals 6,000 last time I checked the calculator, but y'all can have them pennies or whatever. This old lady came to the bank I work at to withdraw $10. I told her that for withdrawals less than $100 she has to use the ATM, so she asked to withdraw $1,000 in $10 bills. It sucked, but I counted it out and handed her the money. She took $10. gave me $990 and said deposit this. Religious zealots turn away from house after seeing the doormat says gayest place in town. A couple have found the impacts of their rainbow patterned doormat spread far beyond cleaning shoes, as footage shows two religious zealots walking away as soon as they saw it. Anti-vaxxers really be like you're just gonna listen to doctors who studied medicine for 10 years. Wow, enjoy being sheep. I'm gonna listen to a stay-at-home mom's Facebook page cause I'm an independent thinker. Sick of high gas prices? Here's a money saving hack. Diesel fuel is $5.85 a gallon in Texas. I filled my truck up, it took 32 gallons. That's a rev total $187.20 I drove off without paying. My court date is July 19th, or I can pay $85 fine online now. That's a grand savings of $102.20. Follow me for more money saving tips. Thank you and God bless America and its great judicial system. Woman dies after getting 4 abortions in a year. Due to her husband forcing her to get abortions until they conceived a boy. You missed a pretty important part of your headline. Fox News trashes Prince Harry for idling in gas guzzling SUV, not realizing it's an Audi electric SUV. Fox News has made a segment on Prince Harry trashing him for idling in gas guzzling SUV at the airport when in fact he was sitting in Audi e-tron electric SUV. This man is living in the future. Man buys frozen pizzas from Walmart and sells them on DoorDash. He gets 5-star reviews. When I was 2 my sister was twice my age. Now I'm 40. How old is my sister? Twice 2 is 4. So add 4 years to her current age. School system failed some. Man refuses to give up bus seat for pregnant woman. Says pregnancy her choice. It's not my fault she decided to have a baby when she can't afford a car, the man said. Alcohol is the only drug where, if you don't do it, people assume you have a problem. So my body my choice, except for when it comes to student loan debt. That's when someone else should step in, point to the place on your body where the student loans are. Things that make you go, NASA is just Satan minus the T. That's why they say T minus when they blast off. Pastor needs a new car. Let's contribute. Church member needs surgery. Let's pray. Sorry but twerking gotta be the ugliest dance move. Racist, we see you. It's so funny how people try to say how is this racist like the origins of twerking isn't black and female. It's actually also misogynistic. Then to try and gaslight and say oh me when I say a white woman twerking is ugly when you never mention a white woman but generalize twerking. When you're a millennial who somehow managed to get a house but duck you. Whoops. Demolition company accidentally tears down wrong house. A 6'4" broke guy has more innate biological value than a 5'8" doctor/engineer. His genes took millions of years to develop and managed to persist to the modern age. You will never be able to compete. Can I sue my beekeeper neighbor? Every day I see my neighbor's bees flying around my garden stealing the pollen or nectar from my flowers. Then the bees go back to my neighbor and creates honey. My neighbor then harvests the honey and sells it at Pepper Place Market for profit. I have never received so much as a jar of honey as compensation, and every day my neighbor's bees trespass and steal my flowers. I was stung once when I was a child, so I know how dangerous bees can be. The way I see it, this is equivalent to a person's dog coming into my yard to steal balls or tools, then gives it back to his owner, who then sells it for profit. Do I have legal ground to sue? What type of things should I begin documenting in order to prepare for a legal battle? What would be a fair settlement amount if my neighbor doesn't want to take this to court? Thanks for the help. Can I sue my beekeeper neighbor? Funny story. There's a subreddit called r/Forever Alone Women that went private because their users were receiving too many PMs from men who wanted to date them. I'm so lonely. Finally, water with hydrogen. Hydrogen infused water. Space Force is about exploration and finding out what's out there. But NASA does space exploration. NASA is only gonna tell us what they want us to know. Whereas I think Trump will send his own stuff and we will find out the truth. Don't use a calculator. Use your brain. 20 plus 20 minus 10 times 0 plus 2 plus 2 equals 44. Answer is 4. Use your brain, not calculator, madam. 20 plus 20 minus 10 times 0 plus 2 plus 2 equals? Am I the asshole for snapping at my girlfriend because of her gift? Throwaway account because she follows my main. I-17 M. Just had my birthday. I had gotten gifts from most of my friends and family. The worst gift was from my ex-girlfriend, 16. We have been dating for almost 2 years. Every time it's a special event, no matter what, my ex-girlfriend will not buy gifts. She will never buy cards. She's always used the excuse of she can't afford it, but she can afford gifts for her brother, 5, and sister, 1. Every birthday, Valentine's Day, anniversary, she doesn't buy a gift. She instead bakes sweets, like cookies, cakes, and pastries. I like them. They taste great, but I want a gift, not some cheap food. During my party she handed me a wrapped box. I finally thought it was going to be a gift, but oh no, it was a box of cookies and cakes. I just went off on her. She and a few other of our friends left the party taking gifts with them, which completely ruined it. She is cheap and clearly doesn't want to waste money on me. Now my friends are urging me to apologize to her, and she's ignoring me. She was the cheap one. I don't get why she's pissed at me. Oh wow, you really think I wouldn't figure out it's you? I spend half my time on this subreddit. You know my situation. Oh, I'm literally living in between homes. I don't make a lot of money and my siblings do matter more than you. I get paid minimum wage, and I have to use that to help my dad with bills. You get £2,000 worth of presents from your parents alone. You originally said you loved my cookies and cakes as gifts. Not that you're any better, at least I tried giving you stuff I thought you'd like. You gave me a ring as a gift for my birthday, a ring that was too big and snapped in half. That was one of 2 gifts you given me, and the other is a 3D printed slug. I tried giving you gifts every time something came up. I should just use those easy bake kits instead of wasting money as you said on ingredients. Call me, we need to talk. Edit. Thanks to the people sending kind words. You're all lovely people. We did end it just now. Edit 2. Removed his name from my comment. What's the dumbest rule your school ever enforced? Boarding school. No interacting with females after 6 PM. They suspended a brother and sister for this rule and sent them back to the same house. Another thing about bicycles. During World War II, Nazis would ride them into battle. Yes, Nazi bicycle battalions existed. Modern cyclists tend to forget about this inconvenient historical truth. Girl. A guy was at a gay club and a girl hit on me. It was so gross and uncomfortable. Me. Isn't it hilarious that you look like a normal human being at the coffee shop, meanwhile you're a multi 6/7 figures per month earner, CEO of a global brand, plus 2 things in one day that most people can't even comprehend doing in their lifetime. Florida man bites his brother's penis off after he walks in on his brother having Shreks with his cousin on his favorite Dragon Ball Z blanket. CO2 is not a pollutant. I love CO2. Global temperatures variations without CO2 influence. My hospital bill went from $4,000 to $950 all because I asked them for a receipt and list of everything I was being charged for SMFH. They lowered my bill by 76%. Our healthcare system is a scam. My 4-year-old was bit by a dog today. This is not even 7 hours in. Need all the tetanus shot info in case we have to take him in to be seen. Thank you. Will be denying any and all vaccines. Use his own urine on the scratch. Last night I had cereal with milk for the first time. Life changing. Girl, you lying. You had cereal with milk on April 25th. 2013, and posted it on Instagram. All my siblings and myself had chickenpox and measles. My own children all had chickenpox, and I'm pretty sure my son had a mild case of measles. We're all unvaxxed, said. Yeah, that explains the chickenpox and measles. Is it time we ditch the word gardening? The term might seem inoffensive, but it's loaded with cultural baggage. Australia is ducking mental. This is an actual photo of a dog eating a shark, while two snakes fight to the death. So, I'm making a mod that removes all POCs from Fallout 4. I'm almost done with the visual portion, but now I need voice actors to redo certain characters. The biggest workload will probably be for Preston Garvey. Anyone think they can do it? I'm livid. Has been babysitting for me for 7 months now. $100 a week. The hours are easy. 9 AM to 5 PM. Like a regular ducking job. And the kids are basically angels. They sleep most of the day anyway at this age. I get a text from her saying she's applying to Walmart and that she can't afford to work for me anymore. She's not paying me anything. I'm paying her. What do you mean afford? Have fun working longer hours for less pay, you ungrateful bitch. And now I'm stuck without childcare. All the daycares in my area are super expensive, and every time I have posted an ad on a local buy and sell, people have left really mean comments. I'm getting desperate. I can't believe she'd put me in this spot. This is risking my livelihood. I thought she was my friend. Michigan woman charged with caring for wildlife without permit. Animals killed by state officials. Dear neighbor, I was recently informed that you are not Mexican, but Indian. I'm not racist and wish for all kind to love and be loved. But I would like to inform you that we, citizens of, pay taxes to live on this land, and you do not. There are Indian reservations held for your people, where you are welcome and appreciated. This is not your place. You are not welcome in this neighborhood. I kindly suggest, with the best of intentions, that you consider moving back in a place where you really belong. Also, I overheard a conversation with my son and his friend, and said that he thinks your daughter is cute. I highly suggest that you tell your daughter not to dress inappropriately, as it is confusing my son and possibly his friends. I do not think it is cute at all. It is sin for your daughter to dress this way. Please tell your daughter, as she expresses any interest in my son or any other young man in this neighborhood, that interracial dating or marriage is sin and punished by God and highly discouraged. I have told the same to my child. She would be better off finding a young man in a reservation who is also Indian. She will be way happier. I believe you would be better, you and your family, going back to a reservation with your people. For the well-being of you and your family. Sincerely, a neighbor. Andrew Tate fans, when they realize their mom is a female. Excuse me, but what color is your Bugatti again? Brothers flexing another man's Bugatti. The diamond is with $400 million and South Africa has 60 million people. Which means we can give everyone $1 million and we would still have $340 million left. Absolutely fuming. Was taking my grandkids down to the beach. We had waited all summer for this. We had all the bucket and spades, and then we got there and the tide was in. Can someone please tell me who is in charge of tide times here? Because my grandkids were so disappointed. Why have a beach and not have it open for visitors? Very ignorant to the people who just want to enjoy their holidays. I'm shocked not coming back here anytime soon. Wouldn't even mind, but I'm getting there in age, so is quite hard for me. Disgraceful. Vegans block access for customers wanting milk in targeted multi-city protest. If you're a RN, I need your help as soon as possible. I'm a real nap. What's wrong? No, I'm talking about a registered nurse. Wait till you see Reddit when Z or Putin dies. They are not white enough to garner these heroic defenders in this comment section. Putin is white, mate. Have you seen him? Russians are white. Wow. Your overt racism is disturbing. Russians are an East Slavic ethnic group of the Slavic people. Don't tell a Slavic person he's white. Also, many Russians are Mongoloid or even Eastern Asian. Far from white. Nice try though. You're absolutely ridiculous. I love how the internet was supposed to democratize information, but it turns out all it did was make stupid people more confident. Kourtney Kardashian's son hasn't had fries in a year. This might be the most pointless tweet ever. This guy told his job he didn't want a birthday party because of his anxiety. They threw him one anyways. He had a panic attack. They fired him for his behavior. He sued and now they owe him $450,000. Calvin Klein 1992. Calvin Klein 2022. Medieval peasants. 1. Worked less hours than you. 2. Had longer vacations. 3. Had more Shreks. 4. Likely had a bigger house. 5. Definitely had higher tea. 6. Ate better food than you. 7. Paid less taxes. 8. Rarely saw his boss. 9. Had crazy harvest festivals. 10. Never heard of feminism. A black pastor was watering his neighbor's flowers while they were out of town. Then the police showed up and arrested and charged him. A black pastor was watering his neighbor's flowers. Then the police show. CO2 is not a pollutant. It's plant food. We want more, not less. John Krasinski fought for a deaf actress to be cast in A Quiet Place and made sure the whole cast learned sign language on set, instead of just teaching her English. Walkable sitters is a dog whistle for fat phobia. Tony Perkins, the leader of an anti-LGBT hate group, who claimed that God uses natural disasters such as hurricanes and flooding to punish homosexuals and their supporters, had his own house destroyed by a flood. Am I toxic, or does anyone else fully believe they could run a marathon with absolutely no training and be fine? Like, yeah, I'll be sore for a week after, but I don't need to train for it, let alone train for a year. Grow up. Meghan Markle on the struggle of not being able to afford her $14 million house. I don't want to go and look at all the things I can't afford. That doesn't feel good. The same Egypt that's in Africa. Someone skipped history class and went straight into selling misinformation. Reconstructed face of a famous mummy from Egypt. If you don't teach your child to obey Jesus, the devil will teach them evolution, sexuality, psychology. I got divorced last year, and as part of the financial agreement, my ex-wife and I agreed that I would keep my cryptocurrency assets, while she got the lion's share of my pension and other investments, and we split the family home. When we negotiated last autumn, the crypto market was riding high, and I was convinced it would go higher still, but following the recent crash my digital assets have more than halved in value. I'm now considerably worse off than my ex, and worried about my financial future. She says I only have myself to blame, and won't discuss the matter further. Can I go to court to renegotiate our financial order? Read that back, but slowly. You will never catch me using pronouns. TikTokers are telling viewers to point their genitals at the sun to increase your vibrations. Experts warn against it, but perineum sunning keeps going viral. People always ask me how I'm so happy all the time. Sunning your holes for 2 minutes a day will increase your vibrations. Try it. Vitamin D+, butthole equals perineum sunning. Sun your perineum. I graduated from college 8 years ago today. I was 28. I refused to go into debt for college, so I joined the military. I kept my grades up, and they took care of me. Cancel student debt is a slap in the face to many like me. Imagine thinking I had to enter into a situation where I potentially would have died, or maybe would have had to kill others, so that I wouldn't go into crippling debt. Just for an education is a good argument to maintain that system. Man develops app to reveal what women look like without makeup. Men who have actual relationships with women usually know this because they see us without makeup and even naked sometimes. Euschrexia's duck for a schizophrenic. Why on earth would you say schizophrenic? Oh my bad, I don't know what agenda means. And I thought, because you said they slash them, that you thought you were more than one person. My bad, I don't understand all the terminology. I just got out of a 6-year relationship, I'm new to this. The Queen is dead. Queen's eldest son, Charles, automatically become Queen. Kids could end up in foster care over lunch debt. Pennsylvania school district warns parents. They are threatening to take children away from their families because their parents can't afford to pay off a school lunch debt. This country really hates poor people. We homeschool and we are learning world geography and cultures this year. We took the first 2 weeks of school to set a foundation of flat earth before we start seeing globe maps in all our textbooks. They loved learning about our earth and verses to support the geocentric model. Here's the homemade model they came up with. I ordered a clear dome from Amazon and they did the rest, even tracing a map on a light board to cut out the continents. Toilet paper rolls for the pillars of the earth. Painted foam balls for the sun and moon. Stick-on gemstones as stars. They're debating making an ice wall out of modeling clay right now. My boss was like, people working from home are just pretending to work, and it's like, dude, what do you think I'm doing in the office? Remember when everyone knew pro wrestling was fake and they finally admitted it and the fans didn't care and continued to watch anyway? We're almost there with politics and the media. I can't stand people in the military, seriously. Get a ducking education. Just because you had nothing better to do in your lives doesn't mean we owe you anything. When you come into my stand, I don't want to date you. I want someone who actually has goals in life. Grow up. Cunt alert. Life goals? You just had a kid and don't know who the father is. You dropped out of school sophomore year. Can't even spell education correctly. All this over guys asking you on dates at your coffee stand. Your coffee stand. That's part of your life goals? That's like stripper 101. Destroyed. Florida man convicted of a hate crime for a road rage incident in which he tried to run a black man and his family off the road and assault him, only to find the victim was a mixed martial artist who fought back. Florida man convicted in hate crime road rage attack on black martial artist dad. Iran to use subway cameras to catch women with loose hijab. Iran is about to start using cameras in the metro to track and identify women. Missouri School District announces the return of corporal punishment for students through paddle use. Hi friends, has anyone seen canned cat food spark? If you warm it up in the microwave. I warm my cats up for 5 seconds to take the chill off and it sparks sometimes. If I see it spark, I throw it out and won't give it to him and get fresh, but I'm concerned. What type of rock is my granite countertop? Hide my face. Well yeah, don't want my wife to see. I'm Gen X, and I have a huge problem with how I'm left carrying the weight for millennials. For example, I'm 42 and my daughter is 22. She decided a while ago she does not want any kids. She's actually getting a procedure for sterilization next year. But those souls needing to come into our family for ancestral or karmic reasons still need to be born. So I'm stuck birthing and raising 2 babies who should have been born to her, but can't be, because she's too selfish to have kids. We joke how my 1.5-year-old girl, her sibling, is actually hers, but she just didn't want to have it. But deep down, it's not a joke. If she wasn't so selfish, I wouldn't have a toddler daughter right now. Okay, I would like some clarification on what these things are. They were switched on at the rally today in Sydney. I accidentally hit the language button on my remote last night and watched Family Guy in Spanish for 10 minutes thinking it was a weird joke. I grabbed this bullshit ass chorizo made of soy. I thought it was saying I'm chorizo in Spanish. Scammed again, plebs. The Queen's personal assets will now be passed down to Charles III once he officially takes the throne, due to a special legal clause that aims to avoid erosion of the royal family's wealth. He won't pay the 40% inheritance tax. So May 16th just doesn't exist? This is why we don't want experts anymore. Just naysayers looking to extend their so-called research grants. Just build a big spaceship and send it. It's not rocket science. I had a guy friend with a PhD in engineering ask me last week how women pee with a tampon in, and this is why men shouldn't be passing laws about women's bodies. Can I come see you? Blushes. Yes, but when? In 1 hour. Blushes and jumps with joy. Okay, stop doing that though. Sorry. Comes. Just spent $70,000 just to be called one of my Twitch subs. I'm never gifting anything ever again. One of my Twitch subs got me a Tesla. Credits to our member artificial intelligence scientist. He fixed the Little Mermaid and turned the woke actor into a ginger white girl. He says he can fix the whole movie when it comes out with 4 times A6000 in 24 hours. It's over 4 wackasels. Note for Twitter, this is for purely educational purposes. Please do not misinterpret this in a racist way. I'm just amazed by high IQ friend who works with artificial intelligence and the stuff he can make, and wanted to show people his field of study. It happened. A reviewer suggested that I familiarize myself with the work of Pownall and others, 2019, 2020, to understand the field better. Awful character design. And any game that uses the color purple is a strictly no from me. Not disagreeing with you at all, but I'm really curious why the color purple is a game killer for you. Seriously, not trying to start anything. Is it a disposition to the color? No game ever used purple as a major game element color until Fortnite. So that's about 40 years of games without it. The reason why it's not used is due to its immersion breaking. No natural element use purple, apart from flowers, so it's unrealistic to use in games. Book banned at a school named after its author. The book Life is So Good, co-written by George Dawson, is banned at George Dawson Middle School in South Lake, Texas. The same George Dawson who wrote this book is the George Dawson the school is named after. Upon checking here, the package was delivered last September 9th. 2022 in your shipping address on record. May I know if you have checked for the package in your surroundings, or maybe with your neighbors? That date hasn't happened yet. It's September 5th, 2022. Tolkien is turning in his grave. I don't care what he's doing. After he wrote The Abomination, that was the final Game of Thrones season. Amazing lesbian irony. My lesbian friend is not out to her parents. They don't want her to be in a relationship, so they are sending her to an all-girls camp for the entire summer. She will not stop smiling. This is beautiful. You ever think about how the year 3000 is literally 78 years away? Yeah, no more wake and bakes. Hey, call it science, but I'm pretty sure there's someone making all this shit up. Genuinely one of the most brain-dead takes I've ever seen in my life. Wow, scientists are discovering too many things. Must be fake. I cheated on my husband with my rich boss. He ended up being an abusive monster who beat me up and made me sick. I bumped into my ex-husband and he's married again, has a son and owns the same pharmacy I fetch my medicine from. What drama happening around you right now? So no one's gonna talk about how a white woman is intentionally trying to make herself look African with that hairstyle? Florida woman is fighting to keep her fully trained gator named Rambo who rides for wheelers. Florida, please never change. In 2013, a Chinese businessman hired a hitman to take out his competitor for $282,000. But the hitman hired another man to do the job, offering $141,000. That man hired another hitman, who hired another hitman, who hired another hitman. The final hitman was offered only $14,100, and he contacted the target and asked him to fake his death. All 6 men were convicted of attempted murder by the court and sentenced up to 5 years in prison. Pizza delivery man runs into burning home to save 5 children, jumps from 2nd floor holding child. Save 5 children from a burning building. Get injured in the process of being a hero. Needs to start a GoFundMe for the medical bills. Let's play a game. Choose a time period to time travel. First reply will choose how it backfires. Featured comment. Intermediate gamer, me, having a fun time playing a game, has joined. Me, why do I hear boss music? If you want to be featured in the next video, use hashtag dankness.